The realest, best podcast in the game.
Gangsters.
Gangsters don't sit like that, cuz. Unless it's Joe Budden and he talking to a female.
That Joe Budden talking to a female is probably his least gangster form. That and according to Gilly, while getting slapped by Raekwon, those are the.
Joe Budden has a lot.
Gilly told that story hilariously.
Did you see them interview Wack?
I saw clips. I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw everything that like went viral
sorry.
from it.
Oh, was he like took it on purpose?
Yeah, so it's
my
like
bad.
not all.
I'm sorry.
Out of it. You good?
Sorry.
It don't matter.
Oh, let me send my lineup. Cardinals play today.
Oh,
and I have Zach Ertz and Kyler Murray.
Oh, yeah, you should do that. I'm pretty sure my fantasy lineup is set. My team's low-key buns.
I'm
But
6-1
Low-key
right now.
buns?
I am out here finessing wins.
I
Actually,
have a long season ahead of me. So.
And the only reason I lost because it's when that game that Kyler Murray just played like absolute crap. He had me 3 points that game.
I'm tied for second in one league. I think I'm tied for second in 2 leagues, and I'm second in all of them. I was first, but I lost 2 weeks ago to somebody who I had already beat, but it was because Cooper Kupp scored 45 points.
Yeah.
Does he have Cooper Kupp?
Yeah, he has Cooper Kupp, and he has
Having
Matthew
Cooper
Stafford.
Kupp is probably the smartest thing. Like anytime I did football fantasy, I always got Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
I would get him like second or third round.
Yeah, he definitely was my third pick. I got him. I don't know how I finessed this. I got him, Mike Evans, and Keenan Allen, and Matt Stafford, and somehow I'm 4-3 in that league. It's really because Josh Jacobs and David Montgomery was hurt for certain weeks. But it's okay because I'm second. So,
have you guys been seeing anything cool or riveting lately?
Riveting?
Yeah, like a real riveter.
I've been seeing a lot
I
of
can't
good-looking
say that
women
I
at my
have.
job.
I don't know if that.
At the Halloween?
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess
because
that
where we're at,
Their costumes?
we are like in a very heavy Hispanic area, and there's a lot of bad Hispanic women that come into my job that only speak Spanish.
Okay.
The more details we got, the more uncomfortable I got.
Gotta use the translate app.
Goodbye.
Why
All
are
you really need to know is hola, como estas?
No, it's not.
No, that's not.
You
No,
need to
it's
know
not.
at all.
No.
That's
I
not even
cannot
close
converse
to all
with them
you
at
need to
all.
know.
They ask me, ¿hablas español? I say, no, lo siento.
You know how to say sorry?
Yeah, I know how to say sorry, but I don't
And
know
you
how
have
to
to
say
know,
anything else.
tú tienes novio. Do you have a boyfriend?
Goodbye.
Yeah, no, I'm not asking them that because
And
if they
not,
say
you just hand them the phone. That's it.
that's not
Handing the phone is universal.
Exactly.
True.
They already know what that means.
most of them be older. Of course.
Maybe not like
Drop
that,
the
brother.
digits.
Drop your digits.
Can I have your number? Can I
Yeah,
text
it depends
you?
on what the
You
screen
should
is
text
on when you
me.
hand it to them. Because it could be on Instagram, could be on Facebook.
See, now, that's a good point.
Just walk after them.
Exactly.
They're not moving that swiftly.
Escúcheme. Perdón. Con permiso. That
Como
means
se
excuse
dice you fine?
me. Tú estás
I wasn't
caliente.
asking, I was just saying.
No.
Like, I'm going to definitely say that.
very
Como se
hot.
dice you fine?
I think it's Budioso or something like that.
Can't be.
Just say, me gusta. You got
Me
it.
gusta.
All that you got right there, me gusta.
Muy bien. Muy bien.
They're going to think y'all are creeps.
Yeah. Hey, look. You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Hilarious. Yeah, man.
That'd be
I would die.
That's at 11:01. Picking up women in a different language. 11:01, man. We giving out game.
Spanish is still one of the language I want to be fluent in, though.
My
Like I
body
want to
is
learn.
so sore.
I want to learn Japanese. I want to learn Spanish. I want to learn Korean and maybe Mandarin. I don't know.
Ideally, I'd want to learn languages, but I know I don't have the dedication unless it was for a role.
Makes sense.
And
Oh
unless
yeah, I
it
think
was,
I heard you say that
absolutely
before.
integral.
But the
for a
role you only need to know certain lines.
No, like if there was a role where I had to like learn the language.
Oh.
Like an example. Well, he didn't have to, but he took it upon himself. Early in Johnny Depp's career, he had this movie where he had to speak Portuguese, and he chose to learn how to speak Portuguese fluently rather than just saying lines he doesn't really understand. The funny thing is that he got cut out of the majority of that movie because it was starring another like heartthrob at the time, and the director was like, "There's too much Johnny Depp. He's gonna steal attention from this dude." I don't remember what heartthrob it was, but
I mean, shoot. At least
That's so messed up.
but now he
That's
knows
cool,
Portuguese.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I think it's Portuguese. It was.
I mean, that's Hollywood though, so it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely be like that in the music industry. It's like, yo, this man went too hard on my track. Cut him off.
I feel that happens a lot.
Oh yeah, it does.
I don't know that.
That definitely happens often.
Yeah.
I have multiple things that are my least favorite this week. It's been a while since we've been here, so I have a lot of God's favorites, least favorites. All of them relevant and pertinent, like to my life recently. One of them is the weakness of waves, particularly whatever waves our cell phones operate off of. I just don't understand why a few trees concentrated in a particular area, now I have no service. Why? You're a tower, okay, and you're just pushing out waves that different bogies or whatever they're called send to my phone. Why is foliage your enemy? Like, I just feel like, be stronger, you know?
Well, have you ever seen like how waves react in water when you have a barrier?
Absolutely.
So like,
but
yeah.
I've also seen wave amplifiers that make it look like nothing. So why is cell phone towers being built without these? Look, you know what? I'm just saying, if you can have a submarine at atmospheric pressures that crush everything, then you should be able to somehow push a wave through some bark.
But I don't even think, do they communicate with each other that often?
They communicate with somebody. They at least check it
But
in.
I thought they had to go up first. Like they had the surface, they had to breach first.
I know they don't have to come to the surface to communicate, but they probably do have to come up a bit.
Yeah.
But if you talking at all in water, you got sonar, lunar, monar. I just need it to pick up. I don't like the fact that some thick concrete or trees is enough to make my phone
See, the concrete
a
I
paperweight.
understand. Because there would be...
I understand concrete a bit more, but I still don't like it.
Yeah, of course. There would be times where I used to be like in high school and I would like look at my phone and it says no service. And I'm like, that makes no sense because I'm looking at a window. Like
I just don't like it. Like, rain doesn't lose to trees.
Sure doesn't.
I'm
Why-
walking through
why-
trees, I'm still getting rained on.
Oh yeah.
Why
But
would
you-
rain lose to trees?
Exactly. But these waves is losing the trees.
Even
You
a
have
good
a greater
quarter.
advantage.
That's not good enough.
You're not even real for real.
No.
Like, you real, but not real. Like, pick it up. I just feel like waves need to get in the gym.
Does your school
you
have
better get on
windows?
that 5G.
My school?
Deca.
Does my school have windows? My school that's a box. No, it had no.
I feel like all the
The only windows they had was like in the front, right?
Cause like,
Yeah.
I passed Redan High School today and they had
Redan,
no windows.
Redan doesn't have windows in the front, but it does on the sides. Stone Mountain has no windows at all.
Yeah, like,
Miller Grove has
What?
windows.
that's prison.
Stone Mountain literally looks like a prison, though. Well, like, it looks
I
like
mean,
a jail.
all schools are kind of modeled after prisons.
Yeah, but like Stone Mountain definitely looks like a jail. And when I was in high school, Stone Mountain had a school year where like every day for like a whole semester someone got arrested.
Word.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Or like every week.
Somebody
one
had
of
to
those
keep
two.
up the streak.
But it's like, it's a crazy stat. Yeah.
I definitely believe
That's
it.
ridiculous.
Stone Mountain is one of those
What?
one of those schools. I feel like Stevenson was like that at one point.
Yeah, back in the 90s. That's why everybody in the 90s, everybody who's older reps Stevenson like they're
It's
in the
a
military. Like it's their heart and blood and soul. Like, bro, if you don't go somewhere,
It's not even the latest DeKalb school.
it's nowhere near the latest DeKalb school.
What is?
I feel like Miller Grove is.
Well, yeah, I'm biased to Killer
Well, that's
Grove.
I was about to
but
say that's different because you know they was lit.
because I went to Miller Grove Middle.
I feel like MLK and Tucker have a
MLK's got a lot
could put a
yeah.
put up a good
MLK
debate.
can.
because every time I went and saw Stevenson versus MLK or Stevenson versus Tucker,
Well, Stevenson MLK
Hartsfield was full.
is
You would think it was
the
like the
event of
Iron
the
Bowl or
year.
something.
Yeah, Stevenson versus MLK is
they have
it's
like
way
a
more
little
about dripping
back and
bands
forth?
than it is about football.
It was Stevenson and some were like, you remember when Grayson and Brookwood did the Brookwood Where You At, Grayson, whatever.
That was before that though.
Didn't Stevenson and another school have a back and forth too?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
MLK.
Yeah, okay.
But that's who started
Kids
it.
don't do that these days.
These kids ain't got talent.
Kids don't know. Well, they don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about dropping disses,
Not about making
going
a
to the
diss with
school
whole
and like
school,
sitting
nah.
on their sign and disrespecting it. They don't know
That
nothing
Brooklyn
about
Where
that.
You At was lit. And it was, what was it, Grayson something?
I can't remember, but there was.
That's how you know Brooklyn Where You At was just fire, because however many years later, I still remember the name of the song.
I remember the response. They had a white boy on the song.
And Grayson won that game too.
They did, it was 7-0 though.
Oh.
Like it was. I remember that day.
Game was whack.
That game was so whack. It was nothing but defense. It's crazy. They actually, Brookwood and Grayson actually played last weekend, and Brookwood smacked them like 35-14.
Wow.
And I was happy, even though I hate Brookwood, but I hate Grayson even more. But yeah, there was a white boy who like actually bodied them lyrically, but Brookwood Where You At was more popular. So like it was just like, because I remember he was spitting, and I was just like, yo, if I was to judge, you got it. He had a better verse than everybody else on the other song.
My other least favorite has to do with tires, changing tires.
Man.
Specifically.
I'm with you there, brother.
I caught a flat
Yesterday.
early. Yeah. Well, I caught it on Monday.
Oh.
But I had to get it fixed yesterday. Because I didn't realize it was flat till Tuesday, because I caught it turning into my own home, because DeKalb County funding is so bad that your own neighborhood is your eye. And so I just don't like that it requires this much manual labor to change a tire.
Yeah, if you don't have like a jack that's
specifically the part of jacking the car up.
We should have to do it in the rain.
Even the jacks that mechanics use, like the arm one, where it's just way better, even that I feel like is too archaic. Why do we not have jacks where you can just press a button and it elevates the car?
I think
We
they do,
claim that
but
we
those
they
are like
exist.
But why is it not?
It's not like, it's not like
every
accessible
single
for-
time I've been with so
You
many
should make
people,
it and then trademark it
like
and patent it.
so many people
You
when
would
their
need an
tires have gone flat.
engineering degree.
Just add me to it.
Everyone has to do that crank. It is the most archaic thing I've ever done in my life. It feels older than writing a notarized letter. Like, why am I doing this to crank a car up? It just feels
You know the worst part
disgusting.
about
They say they put a nigga on the moon. You can't create an easier way to raise my car?
The worst part about it is
I
if
feel
you
it.
don't like realize that it can go around like the entire way, and you're like pulling it off. And dude, it took me a while before I realized that it can go the entire way. And like, because the jack that I had wasn't, I had to like put it, I had two pieces that I had to put
Mine
together.
too. That's how mine is.
So,
You have to
like-
put the arm on it.
But like his is like it folds out, like the piece that goes on the nut folds out. So like that part you can just, you know, move to what you needed to. But like I didn't know that, and I'm pulling it off, putting it back.
It's the worst process.
And it was so stupid.
And
And when I found out, I was so angry.
And then depending on where like your car is and positioned when you're doing it, and then depending on your car itself and where you have to put the jack, it could be so low to the ground that even if you know it can go, like it's hard to do a full circle
Right.
with your hands on it because you gonna scrape the ground. Like,
Right. By the time you can, it's already up far enough that
it's
it needs to go.
This is ridiculous.
So ridiculous. It's
And that isn't necessarily something where like I don't think it exists. I'm sure it exists, but I don't like its lack of accessibility.
Right.
The fact
Okay.
that every car, the standard jack is this.
small thing.
We don't work in
even
the
the
coal
big
mines
jacks.
anymore. Like I'm not a Puritan. Get me something where I could put it in position, press a button, and it slowly but surely raises my car safely.
Yeah, like even the big jacks that like that are the pump are like way too big.
Yeah, they're
Like
gigantic.
why are they not?
When I went to the tire place, I'm like, well, that's a lot easier, but that's huge.
Exactly.
And,
I
like-
got no space for that.
If you're not at a mechanic shop, you can't just drive with that in your trunk. Like,
Right.
Yeah, no.
so
And if you don't have like a pickup truck, like you can't fit it in there
Right.
anyway.
Is-
So Amazon has electric car jacks.
is it a
Are they
button?
big?
Because telling me it's if I still got a crank, it's a lot of electric stuff that involve crankitude. I need a button.
No, it's a pump.
What
So,
a pump? That sounds like a back and forth motion. I need a
Exactly.
switch. What Dirk say? My favorite gonna switch.
it's a hydraulic car jack lift.
All I care about is that switch on that. My little
How much
button.
is it?
It's about 200.
Yeah, that's not.
I almost got filled with the rage of Kratos in every God of War game.
But it's worth it if you just go and it.
It's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it if you have a
How
tire
often do
issue
you
all
catch
the
a-
time.
Yeah, how often do
Yeah.
you catch a flat tire
Now
for
me,
it to be worth it?
this is the second of my driving career, but neither one was really my fault.
Did you change your tire at home?
This time, yeah. Because
And
remember,
see,
I
that's
turned into my
different,
crib.
because
the first
you're
time
on a
was
hill.
with her car, and I was in Kennesaw, and it was.
Was you on the street or were you on the hill?
No, I was on the hill.
See, and that's worse.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sucks.
It's a good thing your dad came over too, because I didn't even think of the fact that I'm on a hill about to lift my car, so I didn't even think to put the e-brake on. He was like, "Put on the e-brake." And,
Yeah.
it's a good thing because
I failed to do that
that
once.
junk would have said, I would have been like,
I failed to
Forgot
do
Billy
that
Donovan was
once,
the coach of the Bulls.
but I definitely. Huh?
"Oh no, he gonna get credit for all of this."
Who?
Billy Donovan,
Oh,
he's such a butt coach.
Terrible.
yeah. I
Shouts
failed to
out
put.
the Warriors
Yeah,
4-0.
this, I
Yeah,
think
shout out
you
to them.
Press these buttons here, and
We can't
it
do
lifts
that.
it up like this right here. This remote.
Oh, okay.
See, I like that.
Yeah,
That's what I
okay.
need.
That's the joint that's $200.
Yeah, that's you.
That's
I
But
gotta
when
plug
I'm
into
rich,
something?
all my homies having the electric car jack. That and quick little Father's Day gift to all the homies.
Did you finish the song?
Say word.
What's on?
I'm gonna get
For
that
Sunday.
now.
Yeah.
That
I ain't even got a car.
$65.99.
I was
Now
reminded. I don't know. I thought about this.
$65.99. That's an investment
I
I
thought
might
about
make.
this
Nice.
randomly, and it just reminded me how crazy you two are. That y'all were listening to it when it was that one anniversary, or the one Pastor's Appreciation when us three, Arlena and my mom, went to Stonecrest, and y'all was listening to the instrumental in the car on the way there. Y'all wrote y'all verses in the food court while we ate.
Oh yeah.
Rehearsed it on the way
forgot
back.
that happened.
Rehearsed it at church, and then performed it that night.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Like I remember that
Oh, really?
performance,
That
but I
was
didn't
afternoon.
remember
That's
that was all
crazy.
day of.
Yeah,
Like that whole
definitely was
process.
the day of.
yes,
That was dope.
that was crazy.
And when did we find out we were doing it? Like when we left, I think we had left already, and then my dad was like, "Hey, do you guys want to do something?"
Yeah, I
and we
think
were like, "Sure, why not?"
That's wild.
just
I
reshared
forgot
it.
that.
That's
that thing
crazy.
is over 3K views on Facebook.
Oh wow,
It's just the fact, like nobody knows that process but me.
it's
Yeah.
been like
my mom
it's
and
been like
Arlena.
a good
God rest
couple
her
years
soul,
though.
but that was just crazy to think about. Like they really just made this song in how many? Not
Hours.
even hours, because they was rehearsing the verse in the food court, or making the verse in the food court after listening to the instrumental. 20 minutes on the way to Stonecrest.
I forgot that we did all that day of. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, y'all did it that day.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
was like going so crazy because I was like, yo, that was so fire. That was fire.
That was the only two.
Yeah, it was just those two. I have another one, but it's not really like a. It's just me being. I just hate traffic.
I hate
interstate traffic specifically.
I hate
I've been
I
in a
feel
lot
like-
of traffic the last few weeks, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous.
I feel
I'm not gonna lie. I'm
Right.
glad we live here though, because at least we can get around it at certain times, like
little
certain
bit.
points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if we
Yeah,
was in
at
Cali,
certain points, but
we're not going nowhere.
there's certain situations for me specifically where it's
Even
not even
England.
advantageous to. Like, I travel a
Yeah.
lot of far distances. It's a lot of Stone Mountain to Kennesaws and going. One of my
Yeah,
places
there is
I
no street way.
Yeah,
That
one of the places I do trivia for is in Roswell. It's like even like
You
specifically
do what for?
trivia,
Oh dang! I'm about to start working out there.
in Roswell.
Yeah,
Oh,
You got the insurance job?
I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
woo! Moving on
Good
up.
job. Yeah.
Just tell them folks to
Congratulations.
call me, son.
Yeah, I got to. I'm gonna tell Pop
Cause-
to tell what's her name tomorrow.
Cause you know the reason why I couldn't work with him the first time
So
is because she told me at the interview, was like, family members can't work the same shift, right? I was like,
Why?
What?
what was the reason she gave you?
They
They
must-
must. In the family, it's gonna take both of y'all.
It doesn't matter if he worked the same
Yeah.
shift. the next shift,
Exactly,
we still
like
both gonna
we
be
still
out.
both gonna be
Exactly.
out. So that's not like a
That's
valid.
dumb.
That's a reason to give.
That's probably they want.
Yeah, that's what she said, but that's not a valid reason.
But if that's the case, then the reason it should be like family members can't work the same day.
Yeah.
Because if there's something
Well,
that occurs,
it's a Monday through Friday set schedule type of thing. So
So yeah,
it just don't add up.
it don't.
It don't matter
It's
what
so
shift you
dumb.
make us, neither one of us is gonna be there.
That doesn't
At all.
make sense.
Especially if it's that dire. Like,
And it's like, I guess maybe in their minds, -1 for 2 different shifts is easier than -2 for 1 shift.
well, they have like a set number of people that can be out on a certain shift on a specific day. So like if you were to request PT, like they blocked off the last 2 weeks of the year and then the week of Thanksgiving because people at the beginning of the year already put down that they wanted those days. So if you get hired during the year, you have
can't
no
even,
chance.
That's wild.
See, I don't work them type of jobs.
I'm one of them people who.
Because I'm going to be gone.
Going back to your jacket, it says never use it on a sloped ground. So
Yeah,
so
you're never
that's
supposed to.
flat.
You're not supposed to fix your tire.
He
on
must
the
be
slope ground,
efficient.
period.
That's all I'm hearing. Is he really lift that thing? Yeah, $65.99. I might have to go.
2 minutes.
Well,
2 minutes.
That's a lot faster than.
it's a lot faster than me.
than 15.
So, that got me beat by about
It lifts
times
up
10.
It lifts up to 3 tons.
That's a whole Raw Wave song. I'm Gucci.
I thought you
I'm
meant the 3 tons.
I was about to say,
Oh, no.
Yo,
you mad disrespectful, bro.
Nah,
that was crazy.
Yo,
I was
that's
like,
funny.
mad
how dare
disrespectful.
you, bro?
nah,
He's
bro, he's
nowhere.
not even that big.
Come on,
I ain't gonna
yo.
lie, he's bigger than when he dropped. What was the Street Gospel? When he
You know
dropped
what
Street
my pet
Gospel,
peeve is about
he was a
working
lot
out?
smaller. Ghetto Gospel, same thing.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just be feeling like after I work out, I should be fit already.
Yes, that's me. That's why
Because
I can't
like
do it.
my body is just so. I started. What's today? Thursday. I started back working out Tuesday, and these workouts is crazy. I don't know. Y'all might not follow me, but all of you do, and y'all saw the thing. Or I don't know if you saw it, or not,
Yeah, I
but I
saw
saw
it.
that
Yeah, I
that
saw
20-minute walk, run, jog interval. After that, I was dead. That was the warm up.
Yeah, you gotta get your,
I
you
still
got
had
your
to do
lungs
a
back
workout
up, B.
after that.
Who you training with?
Myself.
So you
I
came
lied.
up with that?
I'm going with my friend Helen, but her trainer sent that, huh?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was
no,
like,
her trainer sent that to me. But I was just like, we done, right? She was like, no, we still got to work out. I said, excuse me?
So you just thought you was getting cardio in?
Yeah, I thought it was a
That is
cardio
not a
day.
workout.
Nah, that's not a workout.
That is a workout. For
No,
some
it's
people.
not.
That's
A
a
little bit of
workout.
cardio.
Christian, you
And
played
what-
sports in high school. When did you ever just run and not do something else at practice?
We're not talking about that.
I'm just saying.
We're talking about.
At practice, during when you was lifting for
I can feel my
strength.
metabolism getting higher or faster, whatever the correct terminology is, because I'm hungry now, and I just ate.
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly
okay.
what happened.
Hold on.
I've been drinking a lot more water. I'm just feeling like I need to be where I want to be already, because my body is just like
I
That's
feel
not
that.
how anything
So
in
sore.
life works.
I had did that a couple times already.
Yeah, that is a point, Ashton.
it needs to work like that.
I have no idea how
So
to
sorry,
turn
too,
the
yeah.
never turn off for the screen on. Like,
It's in the
somewhere in
wallpaper.
is it?
Huh?
I thought it was in display and brightness because on
That's
this
it's somewhere in there.
Like, because when I looked at the
Like
one at the
screen
church,
timeout?
yeah,
Yeah, it's in the display. It's not the wallpaper.
that's what I said. But when I looked in display, it was never.
You
It
know
wasn't
what I
there. The auto lock. I'm looking. I'm like, yo, where is this at? So like, I just been.
on some shows.
Well, you know
Having
you
a
can just
freaking-
search that
You're
thing.
probably right. I wasn't thinking at the
Yeah,
time.
that's gonna be hard to find on the goddamn Max.
I don't.
Sorry.
Yeah, sometimes Max be like when they like when they
My
update
bad.
their when they like their newer models, a lot of stuff is just not in the same place that it was before.
Yeah.
And so it's just like if you don't see it there, you just like I don't even know where else to look.
That's why I tell people I'm Apple through and through, except for laptops. Like Macs are just too difficult. It's too much.
Once you get
I
used
feel like
to it,
once you
though, it's
have
like,
one,
but
a
once
game
you have
changer
one,
I
for
ain't never
real.
had one, and so therefore
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
a
there's
game
no
changer.
conversion
I'm
for
like,
me.
I would never switch up.
I remember it was.
I just don't
either-
like they take stuff off of it to sell it back to you for the sake of slimmer looks.
Yes.
Makes no sense.
Hey,
I had to buy
man.
a dock for a USB port.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they really
Yeah.
got y'all with that one
They
too.
did.
Definitely.
I saw that
They
thing. I
took the
said,
CD port out
They did.
and sold it back to us, bro.
oh, but
Yeah.
they did. They low-key did the same thing with the iPhone.
Oh, yeah,
When they
most
took out the
definitely.
Don't come
headphone
with a block.
jack. Yeah.
They don't come with the newer phones from the 12 up. Don't come with blocks.
But they sell the blocks.
Yep, you gotta buy it.
Even though they said that
separately
they were doing it to help the environment.
to help the environment.
They be
They're
lying.
capping.
Come on, bro.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the block is the more everlasting piece. I'm running through cords, not
Look,
blocks.
like-
So if anything, just give me a block then.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Think about the
I
environment
agree.
because this is
I'm
the
gonna buy
wasteful
more
part.
cores than I'm gonna buy blocks.
You man,
Oh my gosh. Speaking of cords, so
Oh yeah.
For those of
did
you who
order
don't
your new
know-
joint yet?
I just I used Dad to purchase it with his Prime so they could ship it fast, and they definitely not coming as fast as I thought they was. But one is getting here Saturday, and the other one is getting here Tuesday. Which so
Well, they'll be here eventually.
yeah, they'll get here eventually. But I have a
Everything
new
will be
laptop.
there eventually.
It's 2017. The laptop that I had is a 2012, and it recently just stopped working. And so, in order to get all the files I need to get off of my laptop, I needed to take it to Apple to figure out how to do that, because there are plenty of sessions that when I load up the sessions, I have nothing in them. No vocals, no beat, nothing. So, and then the last backup from my external hard drive was way back in June of this year, which makes a lot of sense because that was when like the not being able to stay awake for 24 hours happened. It would start crashing periodically, randomly. Like I would walk in from watching TV and it would be on a reboot, and it's like I wasn't even on you today. Like I didn't do anything. And so I buy a cable, plug it up, because first I take it to Apple. Apple tells me, all right, so it passed the diagnostic, the memory, all that stuff is still intact, but it's just not making it past the screen for whatever reason. And so they tried two things. Those two things didn't work. The second thing was trying to update the software, because maybe if I updated it to the newest one, I would be able to. Which they would cause a force update because it was plugged into their little Genius Bar thing. And he was like, "Well, you don't have enough space. So here's the last thing you can do. You can use Target Disk Mode, which just means you boot it up and it acts like an external hard drive. And on your new laptop, you can take the files and drag it over." So I get a cable. Not realizing that this isn't the cable that I needed to get. I just thought I needed a cable with both of those ends, so I didn't have to pay for a $50 adapter and a $40 cable, because that's $90 that I don't want to spend for two pieces of equipment that I'm not going to use but once. And so finally able to get that, and I'm about to just go ahead and, after I use it, ship it back the same way I'm shipping this back, this cable back to Amazon. Be like, yeah, I bought the wrong thing again. Sorry, y'all.
Because Amazon will always give you your money back.
Sure will, and that's definitely what I'm about to do.
It's the least Bezos can do.
Exactly.
The least he can do.
Absolute least. he can
This
do.
man is running a whole slave operation.
Lex Luthor. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Yeah. My brain. How do I usually start that? Oh yeah, welcome back. If this is your first time, then welcome to the YSO Podcast for the youth, by the youth, being a voice to the youth by giving a voice to the youth. You already know, it's your boy, government name Emmanuel. They know me as Saint Even, but you could just call me God's favorite.
My name is Vegeta.
Why Vegeta today?
Or just Dragon Ball in general.
Yeah, because Z is a specific series. So
Is
like,
it really?
yeah, there's
I
like
did not know that.
there's
Dragon
whole
Ball
there's
Kai.
like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball
What?
Kai, Dragon Ball
G,
Super, Dragon Ball
GTZ.
GT, yeah.
What?
It's so many.
But a
it's
lot of them, like
so
Dragon
many
Ball Z
different things.
Kai, is the same as Dragon Ball Z. It's just different voice actors, I want to say.
It's something like that. It's some minor discrepancy.
Something different, but it's a lot of the same stories. Not a lot of the same, all of the same storylines.
It's like how Naruto is like still Naruto, but like when Naruto started to get a little darker, and like for a more like older audiences, they switched magazines. So they went from Naruto to Naruto Shippuden, and then Naruto Shippuden to whatever Naruto was before Boruto, the next generation and stuff like that. So it's like all the same. It's the same author, but different means of media. And sometimes they switch studios too.
You might have and just not known. It's like one of those things that black people never say correctly. Like y'all saw that thread about horror movies. That black people treat all Dragon Balls as Dragon Ball Z. That's it. So you could be watching Dragon Ball Super, but someone be like, "Oh, you watching Dragon Ball Z?"
The movie was called Child's Play.
How do you not know? Never mind.
I mean, I have to like remind myself that that's what
I
it's
did.
called,
I always
but
thought it
it's
was
easy
Chucky.
to
Because I made the song. I made a song
No,
called
yeah.
Child's Play. So
My best
I
friend
do.
sent me like that thread. Like literally all of those tweets are examples of things that I'm always correcting people on. It's just like, why are you saying the wrong thing? Like, I just
It's
don't
easier
understand
sometimes.
it.
Will
I
you
get
walk
it
in the
being
chocolate factory?
and I think it's fine if you know and you're doing it for convenience. But most of us in our community don't really know. They really be thinking it's called Chucky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like,
And I think it's because
No.
Yes.
I think mainly it's because they like, you know how like we say stuff and we'll say a name and they don't know what the name is, and then we're like, the thing with so and so in it, and they're like, oh, I know what that. I didn't know that was the name of it.
And that's probably
then
what
they
happens.
continue to just say that
Yeah.
to get people to
exactly.
know
Why
what they're
doesn't
talking
Michael
about.
Myers die?
Because he's too
He's a
G.
demon and he's 7 foot.
I really am. sick
Neither of
that
those things
movie.
are true. He's like
She
6'6".
needs to
I
stop.
thought he was like 6'9".
She shouldn't have
Nah,
done
I think
that.
Who?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
What do you
She
mean
needs to
half
go.
and back?
She got a
She needs to
bag,
go
bro.
away.
She do need
needs
to move.
Stop. Like the whole.
I'm
thing needs
almost
to stop.
100%
The whole
sure.
thing making movies. It's
I'm almost 100%
irritating.
sure if she would have just moved to a different community, he would have been like, well, that's life.
Why does he want to
Probably would have followed her.
I haven't seen her earlier.
Because
I went and saw
She was
this
a horrible
last
mother.
one, and
That's
I
what it
just
was.
like,
Wait, I thought
she
that was.
wasn't a horrible mother. She was just too focused on one thing. And so therefore, her daughter was like, I hate my life. It's all about Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to go.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw that movie, like when I was
Myers.
in elementary school.
Michael get busy. His
Clearly.
body count is through. He doing all of this with bare hands and a knife. Imagine if they gave Michael a gun.
That's just not realistic.
What do you mean? He's not.
For
He's
6'9",
Freddy.
gentlemen?
Freddy did it with his
Or
bare hands.
6'6".
Yeah,
Could you
but
imagine?
Freddy's
Freddy was catching people
undead.
when they was lacking.
Yeah.
And Jason.
Jason's also undead. Michael
Yeah.
is alive.
Michael is alive and well.
Yeah, Jason
Yeah.
died in the first
in the
movie.
lake.
He was all down in the water. He drowned.
that's
They
why
killed
he-
him. That's why he's a murderer. Because they killed him.
He came
Exactly,
back.
bro.
What is he talking about?
Yeah, and Freddy's also undead. Remember, they burned him alive, and that's why he killed.
Yes.
That's why
Michael.
That's why
just
he's
a person.
in people's dreams.
Michael's my homie. Like,
Yeah.
not really, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just a dude. Now,
I like
he's
the music though.
he more than that now.
Yeah.
You know, because every time he kills, he transcends, according to Jamie Lee Curtis's ending monologue.
Because he definitely
What
got
movie
shot
is
up,
this? Like
stabbed, Halloween.
7?
No, I think it's got to be more than
Like
7.
11, 12?
It's like, what's the dude in?
I don't know if it's at double digits
Cause-
yet, but it's
You
up
know,
there.
y'all
I can
know
look it
how
up.
Mariah Carey owns Christmas. They
Yeah.
say Jamie Lee Curtis owns
She do.
Halloween.
No,
She
she
does.
does.
What's
She does.
what's the Greek mythology story of the man who earned his place amongst the gods? That wasn't Perseus, was it?
It could have been. I'm really bad at remembering the names of people.
I can't remember. It was the movie that Immortals was about.
I know.
Immortals.
I think it was
I
that was the
didn't
name
see
of it.
Immortals. So.
Immortals?
I forgot what his name
You haven't
was.
seen Immortals?
But
Not
that's
that I
how
remember.
he
You gotta
is.
see it.
That's
It's
how
good.
Michael is. Like every time he kills, he gets closer to earning his place amongst
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
some
6,
higher
7, 8,
evil power,
9,
I guess. I don't
10,
know.
11, 12.
That's too many movies.
12 and the 13th is coming next year. It's called Halloween Ends.
It's not gonna end.
Come on.
It's not ending.
Come on.
It ends
We don't
today.
die, we multiply, okay?
It's gonna come
You
back.
can't kill
What's the
Double
next
M.
year?
Watch him have a
He's
kid.
a Double M genius.
Not
Yeah,
prison,
in
but-
he was in an insane asylum, but in
burned
Halloween he
alive,
broke out.
Shot.
Watch him,
stabbed.
man. Watch him
Everything.
have a kid. You're gonna be like, wait,
No,
what?
not for real.
When?
And
When
that's-
did he manage that?
That's what I'm
Killing
saying.
everybody.
When did he manage to knock
Why?
somebody
Yeah,
out?
that's
But who was
Why
the
does he
woman?
just want to kill everybody though?
To me,
He just wants peace.
But he be
really,
killing.
to the core of it, he just wants peace.
that's why.
So you
His
think
own
he would
inner
stop if
kill.
he actually did kill Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes.
Maybe, yeah.
I think so. I think if he
Well,
killed
I hope
her,
he kills her.
I think if he killed her and was allowed to then just live out his existence in his sister's room, I don't think he would move.
Why
I
does
think
he
he
like
would.
his sister's room again?
That's his first person he killed.
Oh,
Why he kill her?
He's sick. I don't remember.
Yeah, it
It's been how many
it was
days?
a lot of-
I don't remember.
He came out.
It was a lot.
I just remember he used to watch her a lot,
Yeah.
and then the day that he was watching her, she's
Did
like,
he-
"Get out!"
was he young?
Yeah, he was
started
young.
killing when he was
Yeah,
young.
he was a
Yeah.
kid. He was a kid.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
killed his sister young, but then the first time he attacked the community was like it was as an adult,
Oh,
and that's
Yeah.
the night that this last movie like keeps flashing back to.
it's crazy because that's how I figured out like
why he put
Traits.
the mask on?
of
'Cause that's his
serial.
face.
Yeah, that is his face.
What do you mean?
Like that's he treats it as his, like psychologically that's his face to him.
Yeah. So
Like,
like,
did you see Watchmen? No, I was
You
gonna
never watched that?
liken it to when Rorschach they took his mask and he was like, "Give me back my face."
yeah.
You need to watch
He's
that.
off in the head.
But yeah, that was the first like time I realized like what traits of people who could be future serial killers are, because in that movie he like started with killing animals and like he put a dead cat, like his pet cat, in somebody's locker, and it was like one of those things where like they were like, oh my, like it was creepy.
You gotta be a sick person to kill an animal.
I know.
Exactly.
It's so sad.
Yes, but like I think you got to be sicker to kill a person.
Absolutely.
No, most definitely.
I feel like a lot of people feel like it's sicker to kill an animal than a person.
I
It's
do.
definitely not.
I
It's-
personally.
I think
don't.
people feel
At
that way
times.
about
like
pets.
animals and babies.
You can hunt.
Well, a baby's a person.
I mean, yeah, but they're both like to me equally defenseless.
I see what you mean.
You know what I mean?
But there are a lot
If
of
you
animals
kill
that
my
aren't
pet, I'm killing you.
defenseless.
That's just how it is.
Because there are a lot of dogs that can kill us.
Yeah.
Super
True.
duper. and they is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know that the
A deer can
Chihuahua
kill
and
me
the
too.
Jack Russell Terrier are the most aggressive breeds of dogs?
I'm
Yes.
not surprised. Chihuahuas are evil.
Chihuahuas are on site with everything.
I
Literally.
hate,
I have never met
and hate is such a strong word,
good
but I
Chihuahua.
hate Chihuahuas.
I don't hate them.
They're
I just
so
don't like
ugly.
little dogs. I don't like little dogs because of the
I
yipping.
can't wait to get my dog.
Does not sound like I could deal with regular barking, but the baseless yip is the
It
worst
bothers you?
Like
sound.
saying
Not the baseless.
Yeah, like
Got
this
no
is
base.
so annoying.
It's like, bro, you sound so weak right now, and you keep doing it.
Like,
too.
bro, I could punch you across. Like, I'm not afraid of you right now, bro. I love dogs too, but some of them are annoying.
I rocks with animals. I hate PETA though.
All dog lives matter.
Okay,
You said what?
What is your
I said I rocks with
what-
animals.
what
I hate
PETA?
PETA though.
Who's Peter?
Bro,
PETA's
Peter.
corny.
PETA
but
saves no animals. They just out like terrorizing people for like wearing
They
fur
do.
and
What
like
breeds of dogs do
wearing
you
leather
think is in the
jackets.
N-word?
Labs.
Rottweilers,
Rottweilers for sure.
Dobermans.
pit bulls,
Dobermans, and Cane Corsos.
Cane Corsos can. Certain ones though. Certain
Black
Cane
Labs.
Corsos.
Cannot.
Golden Retrievers are clearly German.
Chocolate Labs. Can.
Black labs.
I can see that actually.
I don't know how I feel about labs. I feel
Golden
like even
Doodles
dark
are
labs are
cannot.
white.
I feel like labs are mixed.
I feel
It
like
depends.
labs are like dark labs just are like white people with tans, like black people.
Even the black ones.
Yeah, I just feel like you're not actually black.
I
You
feel
just
that.
look black.
I think that's pretty much it.
Are there any like logics of dogs? Like they look like they're white, but they probably have a black spirit.
No, I can't. I don't just know dogs.
I think certain pugs may be black.
The English Bulldog.
That's funny.
I could
The
see that
English
too.
Bulldog.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Oh,
an interesting
man.
topic. Yeah, what animals can?
I'm thinking of a specific
I'm just
dog
thinking of
breed, but I
animals
don't know
across
the
the
name of it because
Poodles
I know what it
sure
looks like.
can't.
Oh yeah, poodles are Karens.
Poodles.
Big
Yeah,
Karen
like
energy.
Them and them little
Cute,
the oh man,
Yorkies. Shih
not
Tzus.
Yorkies, but
Corgis?
Those are the
No,
uppity,
not corgis.
uppity breeds.
The ones
Corgis
that
are
look like
just-
hot dogs.
French dog.
nah,
French
not wiener
Bulldog.
dogs.
Oh,
It's the small ones that are like kind
I
of
feel like
frilly.
wiener dogs are.
But I don't know their
small
name.
people. Is that how you
Like
say it?
it's I can't describe it.
little people.
Little people. Sorry, I'm gonna get it right.
No,
Like
Like
I know I got
Small,
the,
small's not bad,
I'm gonna
but
get it right. One.
it was the blatant not knowing. It was the small people.
That you see, I questioned.
But yeah, that's better than just shooting in the dark, saying anything.
like I did the first time.
Yeah, good
I think
lord. And
one
you
of the
used
ladies
M-word
from
then.
I did.
Jesus.
I think one of the ladies from the
And then I said
the Little
you
People
were
reality
right.
show was at my
I'm
job.
like, no.
Wait, who?
I don't know their names. But she walked in and she was talking to me. She asked me a question, and when she walked back out, she had a mask on, so I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I said, I think if you were listening, no, I'm playing. I said one of the women from the reality show with the little people on it was in my job.
Little
Or I was
Women,
told-
Atlanta?
Yeah, Little Women of
She
Atlanta.
was thick, wasn't she?
Can you? You honestly
I don't want to answer that question. Second
really
of all,
disturb me with your comments.
Second of all, I didn't even think it was her. I just, cause I didn't want to just be like, oh, because it's
Assume,
yeah, you know what I'm saying.
That
But
would've
my
been bad.
coworker was like, man, I know her voice. That's definitely her. I was like, that's what you think, player.
It might have been.
Yeah, it very well could have been, but I wasn't gonna ask.
Yeah, you can
It,
walk
it
off
reminded
now.
me of Shorty from The Circle. What little Shorty name?
What was her name? Roxana?
Roxana.
Yeah.
What is that? What's the circle?
When the person that came to my house, we were watching The Circle, and there was a contestant on there that was a little person.
Sorry.
You have to stop doing that. Like, really,
Y'all should have
like,
seen the
you
post,
really do.
the picture she used though for the for her little profile picture when they gotta add a second picture. She knew what she was doing.
What do you mean?
She knew exactly what she was doing.
I'm dead.
Emmanuel over here speechless.
I'm dead.
Because you're disgusting.
How
Yeah.
is that disgusting?
You can't just.
That's very
That's
strange.
just-
Baby
Oh,
things.
you just-
Speaking of things people should have never said but did, y'all saw what Boosie said
Yeah.
Which time? About what?
just
Yeah.
last time.
I did
Lil
not.
Nas, when Lil Nas trolled and Lil Nas was on IG Live and was like, I got a song coming with Boosie, and then Boosie tweeted
He
his
did.
response.
What did
I
Boosie
didn't
say?
see
Oh, I
what he
can't say
said.
it.
Oh, was that bad?
I just know he called.
It was in all caps and it had the F word in it,
Oh God!
And he commissioned Lil Nas to unalive himself.
And use the
hashtag commit suicide.
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but that's terrible.
Promise you, he did.
Boosie needs psychological help. Like he's so
bothered by
angry.
the LGBTQA
IA
community that he might be on the down low.
You know what's funny?
I think he's had an experience.
I've always been like, no. But this last tweet, that one, I was like, nah, Boosie gay, bro. Boosie gay, bro.
Yo.
Because why are you so upset?
I remember he explained how when he was in prison, he walked into the showers on two men doing what they was doing
watch the movie?
by accident.
His movie? Nah, I do want to watch it though.
I definitely want to watch it.
I do want to watch it.
You got a movie?
Yeah, but you have to like buy it. There's nowhere to like get it on the
it's
low,
like a
and I
biopic.
don't really want to buy
I'm
it.
not supporting Boosie like that.
But I do want to see
I
it.
want to see
Boosie
it.
life crazy. I kind of want to.
Very crazy.
It's about his life.
Because I think that scene is in the movie. I saw clips of it.
Is
on
it really?
Twitter about like
Apparently they put a soda can
Yeah.
in the shower to let people know not to walk in because folks is doing what they do in prison. And he walked in because he didn't know what that soda can meant. He just thought it was a can. And so like maybe something like that has scarred him to the point where it's like he doesn't want.
You know what I'm thinking?
He don't want to think about the mental images.
He may have had the opposite of like, I guess what a lot of people who are victims as kids have. He could have maybe been molested or taken advantage of by a man, and so he hates all gayness with such a furious passion. It's not in any way excuse it. He's like the poster child for homophobia right now, and it's one-sided. He do not care about lesbianism whatsoever. He only cares about gay men.
Very much so.
Have y'all seen that TikTok about where it was saying like POV when you're in prison and take the candy from your pillow or something?
No, I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't know what that is.
When somebody puts a piece of candy on your pillow, you take it. You're inviting them to do that to you.
Well, I'm supposed to leave the candy there as I sleep?
I don't know. I saw the TikTok.
Do you have to
and
eat it?
Scroll.
Or do you just because you just touch it?
Of myself.
I don't know.
Because if I can't touch
I'm making a big display. I'm bringing my whole pillow out. Hey, y'all!
I don't know.
Everybody witnessed that, right?
You see that, Craig? I see you.
They're gonna go for any hard candies around here. Peppermints, caramels, the little strawberry joints the grandmamas used to have.
All that.
No, for real.
The mint that looked like it should be hard, but when you put it in your mouth, it immediately melt.
I hate that.
Andes chocolate mints.
The Church
all
of
that.
Stones.
Nah, that's crazy. And also, Boosie has done something that you know. It's funny. A lot of people don't understand that the mafia does this all the time. What you say?
He said he beat murder.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I just thought it was funny because whereas he did do that, that is not.
That's not what I was going to say. That's nowhere where I was going. He did something that the mafia does all the time. Like he got when his son turned 13, he got a stripper for him. Okay, that's worse.
Wait, what?
He got his son head from a prostitute for his 12th birthday.
And which I need to know is, first of all, as a prostitute, you're just okay with pedophilia. Like you're just okay with doing that.
Right.
No, she was okay with a bag.
Yeah, he probably offered her a lot of money, and that's
Even
still
still,
awful.
it's still
That's like against
still
a couple
pedophilia.
laws.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the mafia
Like
does
all
that
of
all the
them.
time, and nobody seems to. I guess
with a minor?
probably they don't even know.
Why would you?
But because it goes back to what he was saying, he probably has had a situation in his life where like that something like that happens to him. So he's doing everything in his power to make sure his children aren't like
this is
that.
all conjecture because the last thing I need is to blow up, and then when I do a show in Baton Rouge, Boosie's goons pull up and they're like, "We saw that little podcast, my boy." Like,
I'm gonna just
nigga
call
from
young
7
boy.
years ago, weirdo. 30, get out my face.
I'm gonna call Kentrell.
Chill, bro.
Hopefully he out of jail.
Everything we just said, that got him the most upset. He said, "How dare he imply that I have any fear for a nigga younger than me?"
Matter of fact, I'm gonna call Kevin.
That's all what Kevin Gates said
Oh my gosh.
about the semen retention.
He said.
Huh?
He
was
said,
saying
as a
it's
man,
really good for your body. As a man,
you
if
should.
you
to build
You
up?
should not. No, you should not
to not
ejaculate when you have sex. That's exactly what
like
he said.
engage in sexual act,
to like
but retain your.
testosterone or something?
I don't know
He said
what
he
he's
said
saying,
it clear your neuron system, your
I don't know
nervous
what he's
system.
saying,
Why
bro.
would you want to do that?
I think there were two messages, and I think one of them I rocked with, and the other one
I didn't even read the article
because it was an interview.
Okay.
It was $1 million worth of fame. I think it was either there or somewhere else. But they were talking about. He was saying how he aims to please his partner. And he was talking a lot about how, like, everything, like, your intention when engaging in sexual acts as a man should always be to please your partner. And it's like, okay, that's cool. But then he was saying how what's really good for you in regards to that is semen retention. And that, like, if you feel like you about to let anything go, then you stop. And you just focus on pleasing her, and then you can resume. But you never release no semen the entire time.
The whole time?
The whole time.
I mean...
And then you just, like, end it at some point, even though you didn't finish, apparently.
Have you ever tried to stop thousands of people from leaving a small area?
I mean, it's possible.
No.
I feel like...
I've never seen 1,000 people in a single small area.
I mean, it's very possible.
It's
very possible. But if you find...
maybe...
If you find the woman mildly attractive, it's not.
You said mildly?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's unfortunate.
I mean, that's some dudes just be in whatever.
That is true.
I know their way.
I know a
baby
few.
mamas out here.
I know a few. If she's with it, I'm with it, and they don't claim it, but they track record speaks for themselves.
I know a few that have an insanely high body count, and then I hung out with them, and I realized after they would tell me, "Oh yeah, I would," and I'm like, That's why you're in the 60s.
Yeah, that 94 makes a lot more sense now, brother.
Yeah, It was definitely quantity for you, not quality.
You were lucky if you got 14 solid ones in that 94.
Oh my god.
Very lucky. Very lucky.
It's kind of interesting how, like, a lot of times as men, the most important qualifier for, like, engaging in any sexual act with a woman is, like, her level of attraction. But, like, how that's, like, what you're attracted to varies, like, from person to person.
Yeah.
But there is, like, this universal, like, all men understand immediately the type of woman that you could say you're attracted to, and all the men with you will agree. And then you know when you're operating outside of those bounds. Like, there's essentially safe picks, if you will.
Yeah.
Because, like, this person is just universal. They have the universal or conventional man-wanting traits, if you will. And then you know when it's like there's someone you find attractive who operates outside those bounds, even if they're, I mean, could be drop dead gorgeous, but maybe they're gorgeous in an unconventional way, or, you know, or they're just things about them don't make them a safe pick.
Yeah.
And I've noticed homies who only make safe pick observations, and I'd be like, you afraid to be yourself. Like, you know you like the homegirl better. Go ahead, say it. Say you like the one in that yellow shirt.
Don't do that.
Go ahead, be yourself. Be your own man. You keep picking this same one. I see you. It's just an interesting observation for me.
You're attracted to who you're attracted to.
No, for sure.
Year of the beholder.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
But I just feel like if you always pointing out safe picks, like, that's conscious. Like, everybody has somebody who's outside of the safe. Like, as a man, we all have people you attracted to that's outside of the safe. You always pointing out somebody safe. Every time you pointing out somebody, all of us is in unison. Like, you scared to be yourself. Go ahead, step out your shell, brother. Dude, come on, just one time.
That's a very
Take a shot in the dark and let us know who you really like. You know what I mean? Let us know who really in your bed at night.
Have y'all seen what happened with Alec Baldwin?
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened?
Hold on.
That's actually
Something
really
died?
sad.
Somebody died?
Yes, and I'm gonna pull up her
He
name.
hit somebody. He killed somebody on set.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
I'm
You know,
pull
one
it.
thing
That was honestly so
that
sad.
I didn't realize, like, whenever you see whenever you see like this, like the same situation happened with Brandon and Bruce Lee, but
Really quick, her name's Helena Hutchins, and she was the cinematographer for the movie.
Yeah.
The
He also
director
hit
for
the
the
screen director, right?
Yeah, the director is still in the hospital now.
but
What
there's
type of gun did he shoot?
a prop gun. But
Why was there real bullets in it?
That's
prop
what they're trying to
guns
figure
That's the
out.
problem.
mostly
Yeah.
are real guns with
Yeah,
blanks in
almost
them.
all prop guns are real guns with blanks in them.
So, but the
yeah,
thing
if you
about it
shoot a
is,
blank, nobody's gonna die.
It
yes,
wasn't
because
blank.
there's no bullet on the end of it. Like, blanks are just the capsule. So you get the flash, you got the gunpowder in there, but there's no projectile attached to it. Yeah. So, we don't usually think, we read the headline and we're like, oh snap, that's crazy that happened. But when you actually think about it, somebody who has now owned a gun, loaded a gun, fired a gun, that is intentional. You don't look at a bullet and
you're
not
talking about
see
for
this.
prop masters,
Whoever it was what's it called, in charge of loading the 6-shooter that he had.
They told him it was a cold gun though.
Yeah. So by his knowledge,
even the person who handed it to him, that was probably a PA who handed it to him or something like that.
So I'm sure I know
it's about
whoever loaded that weapon has a very because
why was he aiming at the cinematographer?
Because she's probably behind the camera. He's probably aiming at the camera. He hit the cinematographer and the director. He was probably
aiming at
the camera.
Yeah, so it was probably it was something different.
They were in rehearsal.
Yeah, they were rehearsing for a movie called Rust. So, but the process you have to go through by looking at if there's anything, you literally have one job. To make sure that this is a blank. That this is not a bullet on it. And I've seen a 9mm bullet. A 9mm bullet looks completely different from a blank because it's just the capsule. Yeah. It does not have the tip on it that fires when you pull the trigger. So whoever has loaded the gun, I feel like they need to be questioned and put on trial.
And I mean, the investigation's ongoing, so everything is hopefully going
because to his knowledge,
Alec Baldwin, not the actor, but Alec Baldwin, the producer.
It's the same Alec Baldwin.
2 different roles.
You're saying Alec Baldwin as the producer. Yeah. I thought you were saying
possibly face criminal charges because in being an executive producer, I believe, you have, even though the people in the prop area are responsible for that, there's certain things that can fall under ramification that you can still criminally be responsible for.
And whereas that's real and that's true, it's like I could imagine being in that position as Alec Baldwin, actor and executive producer, because whereas, yes, like as an executive producer, there are things that can fall under your umbrella of responsibility. There's just the reality of that is not how we do things. Like in film and television, in the industry, the executive producer is not going behind everything and checking and making and having to babysit and make sure is this exactly as it's supposed to be. That's literally, it would take 7 years to make one movie if that was the case. Yeah. And you have the people who are responsible for whatever. I doubt even the person who, the props master was even the person who loaded the gun.
Yeah, most definitely not.
I'd say when it comes to responsibility and adjacency to the fact that gun was loaded hot, the props master is probably the closest person of okay, even though it's not standard practice it's probably not standard practice for as a props master to be you loaded the gun correctly, check it and make sure.
It should be.
Exactly. It's the thought of even taking that extra step.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're Alec Baldwin, it's just bro, I was handed a gun, told it was cold, and then told to fire. As you know what I mean?
Yeah,
even as executive producer, it's just that is so many other there's so many other steps of people's responsibility to make sure I'm not in a position to hurt, and none of us are in a position to hurt, harm, or kill anyone else. And
he's got that on his shoulders.
Yeah, man.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Helena's father has come out and he said that he does not want Alec Baldwin to be held responsible, but he does want the investigation to continue because someone is responsible.
Yeah, most definitely.
But I mean,
I'm sure he feels awful. There's no way you don't in that situation.
Yeah, bro.
They were saying she was just being interviewed and taking pictures and saying how excited she was to be on this job.
Yeah, man. And I think, I mean, speaking, back to you mentioning Brandon Lee's death, it's just a lot of the people that the reaction I've seen is how can we let this happen again?
Right.
Decades removed, how is this a mistake that can happen more than once? Exactly. How is it possible? But I think it's it being decades removed, as wild as this may seem, the worst time to try and get Listerine or a bottle of lotion on an airplane was after 9/11.
Right.
You just want to get your lotion on. You don't want to throw away your lotion, and you packed it in the bag. that you're carrying on and not checked.
Mm-hmm.
But the worst time for you to ever try to get was right after 9/11. Everything's heightened to the highest degree when it comes to security.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what our reaction was as an industry when Brandon died.
Right.
Every single thing, double, triple checked on every single person. Now, decades removed, you're desensitized to that incident, and then all of that kind of it being the same way now you can finesse your lotion onto a plane.
Mm-hmm.
This can happen again, and it's unfortunate because
Very
then when you have
unfortunate.
a situation like this happen again, as tragic as it is, then everybody wants to be, waking and wising up and say how it shouldn't have happened, but it doesn't. That don't bring Helena back from the dead.
Facts.
Right.
Like, it's a terrible situation. Praying condolences for her family.
Yeah.
Everybody involved with that film, Alec Baldwin and his psyche moving forward.
Yes.
And I mean, then you look at, this, whereas like lives are way more important, you also look at it as like, probably from an industry standpoint, it's like, what do you do with this film now? Like this film that like isn't like this was on table level. They were shooting, they were in rehearsals to begin shooting. Do you just scrap? Do you shelf it? Do you what? Because everything around it is extremely sensitive at this point. No, you
You're not
absolutely
just gonna
can't.
hire a new cinematographer.
Exactly. You
like,
absolutely
that's
can't
not-
move forward
you're not
now,
gonna
and
do
so
that.
that brings about the question of what do you do? I mean, it's just
table
it's
it
terrible.
for a year, come back.
Is a year enough? I feel like even after a year, people would be like,
You gotta wait till the investigation ends
I
first.
definitely agree with that.
And however long that takes, you still have to figure out what to do after that.
You might gotta take like an Avatar hiatus.
Anxiety and people's emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mental health and stuff like that.
Because he probably don't even want to do that role no more.
I'm gonna keep it being. If I was
wouldn't.
anywhere like attached to that movie and was there, I would not want to be a part of that because being
Rightfully so.
on
Yeah.
set is only gonna remind me of
Yeah,
watching somebody die.
Yeah. Witness
That's
accounts.
traumatizing.
Then what if they say we have to push forward for her? You know what I'm saying? Like,
And that's the thing. There's lots of different
And the
perspectives you could
credits when they
take.
put in loving memory of such and such.
But usually that's because those people have died of like natural causes or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like it's not,
Not all the
usually,
time.
yeah, not all the time, but usually they're not
Not
a
murder.
accident. Yeah,
Right.
not a bizarre accident like this.
They ain't died working the joint.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like they, you know what I'm saying? They died elsewhere and not on
And it's
set.
not even a situation like Brandon where it was like the crow was almost done and so they were able to finesse the rest of it and then just put it out or whatever. But like, this is just, it's tragic. It's really tragic.
Yeah, if I'm ever on a movie set and they use a prop guns, I'm like, give it to me. Give it to me.
I would think that he would
That's
instinct,
no
like,
actor's responsibility.
It's not his
their
responsibility.
Or they're not even thinking.
But just naturally,
And he's been on so many sets.
I would check.
As
With
Alec
them,
Baldwin,
you know
you
what I'm
might not
saying?
even have like you might not even be
Yes,
equipped
not
to let me
Yeah.
like you don't.
But that's really
Yeah.
off of trust. Like,
Yeah.
trusting the people that.
Alec was on
I
Mission
get it.
And we're a
Impossible.
team.
You know what I mean?
Like,
Like he was
yeah.
on Mission Impossible. You know how many guns was in that movie?
Like, for real, like,
I guarantee you,
Which
he did
one?
not check one of them. He was. I'm pretty sure he was in at least 3 of them
I've never seen any of them.
because he was in the last one, and he was a director in the last one. So like he was somebody important. So I don't remember the other 4. I only watched 5 over. Like I won't. That's the only one I've seen multiple times. Yeah, that's.
Then I wonder who they were
Ridiculous.
meaning to kill then, because I doubt it was the cinematographer.
What do you mean
Do you
meaning
think
to
that
kill?
it was intentional?
He was
Like
in-
They were trying.
If somebody
Oh, they
loaded
wanted
live
somebody
rounds
dead?
in
He
that
was in
weapon-
Fallout, Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah, so
Somebody
he wasn't
loaded-
in other.
He might have been.
In
That's
my
just the
brain, I'm
like
thinking if
big one
somebody
that came
loaded
up.
live rounds in that weapon that they were meaning to kill someone. Because
I
I knew
agree.
it was going to be fired. So who were you meaning to kill? Because I'm sure it wasn't that cinematographer.
You never know, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
That's- yeah.
That's a stupid plan because you don't
It's
know
very
who's gonna be
stupid plan.
shooting it at. Like that's
Yeah.
that's,
Exactly. That's
Terrible.
what I'm
You
saying.
gotta hope that
Like what?
Alec
I
is
hope he
aiming
kills the
at.
right one. Like,
Yeah, like-
that doesn't make any sense. Why would you?
Then
do
And
it
it
brings
just
me
seems
back to
like
the
such a
question-
situation to get caught in.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
someone on this set knows you're the person who loaded the gun.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, you could. They best bet is trying to being in a rush, under pressure, stress, and didn't notice. None of that's a good enough reason or
It's
excuse.
not.
But
At all. Like you only go to certain places to buy live rounds, and usually those places already have firearms there. So it's not like
Where
you're.
can you get blanks from then?
I think you can. I think you can get them from gun stores. I'm not
So you
sure.
go to the same place to get blanks too, then.
But what would be the purpose of getting blanks from a gun store? Like, because usually gun stores have gun ranges in them. So like, why?
It's not necessarily true.
Not necessarily true. That's why I said usually.
Oh, but that's what I said. Where would you go to get blanks then? Because if you're going to the same place to get a blank as you would a live round, then that's why they went to the place to get the.
But if you ask for blanks, they're gonna give you blanks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so there's like prop.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Prop,
I know there's a prop house that's like
yeah,
called
like prop houses.
Prop something, and you can get blanks from there. But I just don't know how common those are. Like, I don't know if every.
And then they have a
I'm
strange tip on them. Like it's just like these are like green tipped. So like you can these are obviously not a live round.
Yeah, that didn't even look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kind of looked cool almost. I think bullets like need like I get their design. It's very ergonomic.
Ergonomic.
Yeah, it's very that. It works well with aerodynamics, but I just feel like bullets aren't shaped very coolly.
Oh, not at all.
I've always been like, bullets could like use a cooler design. Something like fresh.
Augmented bullets usually are, but those are very illegal.
Super illegal.
It was nice.
I don't know what gift.
What'd he get?
I don't pay attention.
A Derringer? I don't know how to say it, but it's just.
That was very. It's 2 shots.
Yeah.
It's like the gun. What's his name had in Django?
Yeah.
In his sleeve.
It's actually literally that gun.
It is.
Yeah.
That is so. It's
You're talking about
shots. I think it's a 22.
I don't know the caliber, but it's nice.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. It looked good.
Yeah, it's cool. Put it
I
in your
feel like
pocket.
they should have. Yeah.
No, it's literally like
it's
you could literally fit it in your pocket.
I say they should have gave him something with a clip. But it's alright. We got
Deacon Mike was
11 shots over here. How much y'all hold?
15 plus 1. If you mastered that
So we
gun,
got
then you
16
can
and
master
11.
any gun. That's what Deacon Mike was saying.
Well, I feel like I already got.
You don't need nothing with just 2 shots.
You get you a little 380.
You ever in a situation where you gonna need more than 2 shots?
On me.
2 shots, they still coming. Whoever.
It only holds 2 rounds?
I only hold 2 rounds. It's like a shotgun pistol. Like
Yeah, it's literally what it is.
Yeah, it's like the same exact thing concept as a double barrel, but it's a pistol.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a nice.
I know
little
the
thing.
first dude who was cooking that up was like, yo,
They never
the
gonna see
Rangers
this
gonna
coming.
love this. Oh, train car robberies ain't seen nothing like this. Goodbye, sawed off. Hello, Derringer.
How did speaking of that, when the train cars were being robbed, how did they alert the sheriffs?
Train cars?
No
They
phone.
didn't.
They probably had something.
Radio?
Oh, maybe Morse code. Did that exist back then?
Yes.
Yeah, they probably sent Morse.
Because
they
it's like you
probably had
can't pick up the phone like, yo, they robbing
telegraphing
us.
pad. Yeah, they probably sent
Pull up the
telegrams
Morse.
via Morse, and so that could get the information immediately.
We talking about back in the cowboy days when they used the sheriff.
I mean,
had
they
to
still
ride
have
into
ways
town
of
to go talk to the
communication.
sheriff.
I'm loving the waves of black cowboy films. I need more.
What's that
We've
Jay-Z movie come out?
Jay-Z
The Harder
got a
They
movie
Fall.
coming out?
It's out in theaters now, but it's out on Netflix November 3rd.
That's the one with Regina King?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait.
What
The
that
whole
is?
cast lineup.
You said what that is?
Yeah,
it's a
what that
black
is.
cowboy movie. It's about.
Conway and Hove have a song
Yes.
on that soundtrack. I can't wait.
Regina
I've seen-
just said something that it was going to be in theaters in 2 weeks.
It is in
It is
theaters
in
now.
It's gonna be on Netflix in 2 weeks.
Yes, it's on Netflix on the 3rd or the 6th. One of
I
the
gotta
other.
watch Dune.
Okay, so
I
that's
think I'm gonna watch that tonight.
Dune
Yeah, I
is
gotta watch
fire.
Dune too.
You gotta go to work
Dune
tomorrow
is
It
though.
rock.
was really good.
No, I don't.
Regina King, she tweeted.
Tomorrow's Friday.
That just
You don't work on Fridays?
on the
I'm
big
off
screen,
tomorrow.
it just hit different.
Just
For
cause.
The Harder They Fall?
Yeah.
She's probably right because I saw Dune in IMAX, and after seeing it in IMAX, I'm gonna watch it again on HBO Max. But I'm like, yeah, if you don't see it in IMAX, then
It's like seeing Dark Knight.
You got to see that thing.
Dark Knight Rises in IMAX.
Like,
oh my god, Bane's voice in IMAX.
Dune is phenomenal.
It's like right there in your. I am the League of Shadows. I'm here to fulfill Ra's al Ghul's destiny.
Tom Hardy did his thing.
I want to
love
be
Tom
Bane for
Hardy.
Halloween, but I'm
Hardy
not
is
big
very
how I want to be
talented,
yet.
Yes.
Tom Hardy is
When
one
does
of
the
my favorite
second-
actors
the
doing it right now.
Venom movie come out?
It's out.
That's out.
It's
I'm
out.
talking about Let There Be
Carnage.
Carnage. Yeah, it came out like 2-3
Yeah,
weeks
so-
ago. 4 weeks ago.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm so behind. I gotta see
Yeah,
that.
I
I gotta see
Yeah,
Shang-Chi.
you're really behind.
I gotta see Dune. I have to finish Grownish. I have to finish Money Heist. I have to
Did
finish.
you see No Time to Die?
I have to watch that. Wait, what's that?
The last Bond film with Daniel Craig as Bond.
Gotta
I
watch
haven't
that.
seen that.
I haven't
I
seen
have
it
to
either,
see,
but I
Saw
haven't,
Spectre.
I haven't caught up.
Did I say
I'm
Money
still on
Heist?
the second movie.
I said Money Heist.
What was that
I have
one?
to finish Squid
Skyfall?
Game.
You didn't finish
Skyfall's the
Squid
third.
No, I finished you though.
I've
I finished
seen.
you too.
Yeah, I've definitely
Quantum
seen.
of Solace is the second one.
What do I have to finish?
Yeah, I remember that one.
I have to finish
That one
Animal
was actually
Kingdom.
good. That was like
Married
one of my
at
favorite
First
ones. I
Sight.
went and
I'm
saw that
so
with my
far
dad.
behind on all of the shows.
Yeah,
This
you're
is what
really
I was
far
supposed to
behind.
be doing this week, but I've been working out.
And the reason why is
out in the
because when you
streets.
come home from work, you do the responsible thing and sleep. But if you were not, then you wouldn't have to catch up on all these
Yeah.
things because you
Yeah.
would be spending your day doing
watching,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But I can't wait for this new job. I'm gonna be working at a desk with the dual screen setup. So I might just prop Netflix up on my phone and have my AirPod in and do it like that.
You gotta go into the house.
Holiday focus at the NCG Snowball.
Yeah, I would
You
assume.
live in where you live? Stone Mountain?
What is the closest movie theater to you? Would it be
NCG
Stonecrest?
Stone Mountain.
NCG
Oh,
Stone
wow.
Mountain.
Oh, the one that's
It's right there.
right there.
That's where I go to see movies now.
NCG.
Wait,
I ain't
is
been to one of
DeVita
those
and
in
CJ
years.
on vacation somewhere?
Yes.
So does he come back before Sunday?
No.
So who's playing the bass? Nobody.
Nobody. And also
Nobody.
They're on vacation.
Drew or Maurice, whichever y'all call him, he won't be there either.
So who's playing the piano?
Some guest pianist.
So it's just him, the guest pianist, and Mike.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they going to Chris's thing on the 30th, so they'll be in whatever he's doing, that album thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He told me they moved it to
Florida.
this is CJ. They moved it to a new house somewhere in like Conyers, like a little bit closer to us.
They moved into a new house.
Yes.
They lived in Grayson, I thought.
They moved.
To Grayson.
No, like they moved from that house.
We are talking about people our audience members do not
not
know,
know
and
at
we're
But I'm true. But I'm just talking about them to y'all.
like,
But like,
My bad.
what?
but he was just telling me about like he was just excited about like his new setup because it's like so much space in his attic. So like he was just telling me about like how he was gonna trick it out into like a man cave / studio or whatever, and I was just
In
like,
the
just
attic?
know I'm coming. Not the
Yeah.
attic, but the upstairs.
Oh,
Yeah, the furthest most upstairs area of the house. And I was just like, just know I'm coming over when I get my guitar and piano, so you can teach me lessons and stuff for free.
That movie is 2 hours and 17 minutes. The Holiday Focus.
the longer the better.
Yeah.
I grew up in Black.
You know, it was a long movie that I didn't
hate
think was
people
gonna be
who
long.
Can't watch long movies.
White Boy Rick.
Why would you not expect that to be long?
I just didn't think it was gonna be long.
Most biopics are over 2 hours.
Yeah, because at first
They
I
did
don't
that
think I
man
knew
so
it was
wrong.
I didn't think I knew it was a biopic when I first went to see it. But when we started watching it, I realized I was like, oh, this is somebody's life.
Yeah. Literally.
And that movie was good.
I still haven't seen it. But speaking of White Boy Rick, Jonathan Majors is in The Harder They Fall.
The White Boy?
No, Jonathan Majors.
Jonathan Majors.
Kong,
Oh, gosh.
Kang.
Yeah, Kang the Conqueror.
For her birthday tomorrow. For y'all girls.
Okay.
Yeah, it's her
Yeah.
birthday tomorrow.
I thought her birthday
I feel
was
like that was
30th.
something you should have said before we started recording, because now it's like that awkwardness of like when someone tells you to do something and then you do it in front of the people who just saw you get told to do it.
Yeah.
It'll get cut somewhere along the line.
we'll do the shout out in the outro.
King the Conqueror.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot what his name was in White Boy Rick.
when does the Hawkeye show come out?
November.
November something.
I think it's the 10th.
Something.
Mad.
Why?
Why?
Because I watched Black Widow, finally.
The film?
Yes.
Okay, my mom was
And-
watching that.
Why you just act like you didn't know what film that was?
Because I had to remember. I'm looking at clothes.
And okay, so one of her
I like
her
these.
Red Room sisters is gonna be trying to fight Hawkeye in the show. That's what
Her
she's about to be
sister.
on?
Her
Yeah.
actual
Why?
sister.
I know it's her sister.
You ain't
Because
see
she
the
thinks
end
he
of Black
killed
Widow?
I did, but to me that's stupid. It doesn't
Well,
make sense.
she saw the end of Black Widow and she's wondering
sense.
why
Because
that
she
she is the
thinks he
target.
killed. Nah.
And I'm like, like that's dumb.
In game, though. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what they
She
went
being
through.
manipulated by the lady.
I know.
Exactly. I don't even know who this lady is.
First of all,
It's the
Hawkeye
lady
doesn't
from-
even need a show because
I know, but like I don't know who
who.
she is like in the comic books.
You're right. Nobody does care about
Like,
him.
why
but-
is he even getting a show in the first place? I just feel
Hawkeye?
bad for him.
Well, why did Black Widow get a movie?
That's how I felt. That's why it took me so long to watch it.
I think that's kind of the point I'm making is that they're just going
I'm
to
pretty
give
sure it's
everybody
gonna
something.
tie into something.
I'm
They
sure
got to.
it is, but
Well,
still.
no, yeah, they're definitely all tying in.
I'm gonna have to watch it, but I don't want to watch
But
it.
did you really want a show about Falcon and Winter Soldier
Yes.
together?
I never thought about that,
Listen
but
to
I
this.
enjoyed it.
Exactly,
And
so I think-
like the idea.
I think that's their point. I
Or-
think their point is like, we're gonna give you heat that you didn't even know you wanted till you
I'm
get.
sure it's probably good, but still, don't I care about Hawkeye?
I
I'm
like
ready for
Hawkeye.
Eternals.
I do too.
I like he's
He
gonna
cool.
pointless.
When's Eternals?
November
Soon.
5th.
Yeah.
Next month?
I thought it was
I
the
gotta watch
second.
Next week.
Oh, it's the fourth,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
I gotta watch
Eternals
these
comes out
movies.
next Friday.
It's
I
got to
gotta
be the
watch
fourth.
That'll be
That's
in
the fourth.
future.
Maybe it's the
Fictional
fourth.
character Michael Myers criticized
It's the
for
fifth.
allegedly being homophobic due to the killing of gay characters in Halloween Kills.
Bro, Michael Myers is an equal opportunity killer. He killed everybody.
The main
He has
word there
killed
is
black
Nah.
Hispanic,
Bump the fact that he fictional.
girl,
Okay.
men.
Even on the fictional grounds, he killed everybody.
true.
He killed his
said
own
that?
sister.
Who put that out?
Shade Room.
Of course they did.
Well, they. This is the post, but
Is there real uproar, or is
Somebody
this
done
like
It's fake.
probably
fake
not.
uproar?
This probably
Gotta
fake
be fake
uproar.
uproar.
That's very fake.
I Am
uproar.
Zoe said he's innocent. So I guess
Didn't I Am Zoe just?
I don't know who that is, but okay.
The one who be like, friend.
on
like
Wildin'
doing-
Out.
He be doing videos where like it'd be like little
And
kids doing
Did you see
things,
the
and he'd be
thing,
like
the
making a FaceTime
TikTok where
conversation.
he was like, I ain't gonna act
Oh.
like I want to holler at you. Hey,
Oh.
yo, Hitman, and Hitman runs off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Him.
I didn't know that was his ad
I
name.
Am Zoe.
Oh, you were about to say he just did something?
Hey,
Yeah, they
birthday
was just
time.
on him about, but they on everybody about everything.
He was at
so
somebody's
I don't
homecoming.
remember what
You
it
can't even breathe
Talk
3
later,
times.
probably.
was. You can't do nothing. It is what it is.
Shout out to Lil TJ.
The fact
Starting
that
them
20 years
questions.
ago was in 2001.
Where to my dad?
Even in that,
Not
he did something he
he
wasn't
doesn't
supposed to, but
sit
I
well
don't think
with
people
me.
will pick up on it.
What'd he do?
He said the R word.
I didn't even.
He
peep
said,
that.
y'all want me to say some
For like,
Oh yeah, he did.
And he
He
was
did.
like, I'm not-
disabled? Is that,
You know.
is that the R word you're talking
Yes.
about?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, what's
But
the
he wasn't
R word?
meaning it for that, of course. But it was
Okay.
like they came. Paparazzi came up to him asking him about how Floyd Mayweather just recently told the dude how he not taking no picture with nobody with no dude with colored fingernails, and they was like trying
Why
to
would
get
you
him
even say that?
because he's Floyd, and so they were trying to get
God.
Lil
That's why
TJ
he
to comment
said
on it,
so
and Lil TJ was
You
basically
taking no
being like,
pictures,
"Nah, y'all trying to get me to say something I ain't supposed. Nah, I ain't saying nothing." And he just peeled off. But
He
the way he
still
chose to
shouldn't
say
have said
that was, "Y'all trying to make me say some R word stuff." Nah, I'm not saying nothing. Word to my dad, and then drove off. I was like, dang, he avoided this and still did something he wasn't supposed
Still
to.
messed up. That's why he said he give up shit.
Bro, you can't.
Okay.
You just.
When people like, yeah, when I get to a place where people want to ask me stuff like that, I'm just be like, no,
Why
thank
did
you.
Mark Zuckerberg change Facebook to Meta?
I know
Probably got
black.
something to do with slavery.
Impossible. I know black.
Meta?
Probably got something to do with some type of slavery loophole.
Gotta do.
No,
gotta do.
literally, he's trying to get out of something. He's
You
trying
know
to
what's
get out of
funny?
some taxes,
You know
some
something I just
type of
found
song.
out?
Like, for real.
Elon Musk is not a real founder of Tesla.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a co-founder, and he sued his way into that position.
I didn't know he sued his way into that position, but I knew.
Yeah, he came in like he is not a part of the original founding team. He did
I knew
not
that.
do anything like with not a schematic, not a wire, nothing. He came in a year and a half later, put all this money in, and then brought all these other people on to be co-sponsors and boosters and whatnot. And then he was like, "Yo, I think I should be called a founder." And they were like, "No, what are you talking about?" And he was just like, "Well, you probably should make me a founder." And they were like, "No, we're not going to do that." So he sued and won.
On what basis?
I don't remember the basis,
Talk
but
about how much
money.
money he invested. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I knew he came in late, and I,
I
knew
didn't
he
know
put
that.
in a bunch of money.
yeah,
I didn't know
because they didn't like
sued them.
specify
Where's
the
he from?
Elon Musk.
ain't no telling.
Inherited.
I don't-
Probably
I didn't
something.
hear
A
of
lot
him
of it is
until Tesla.
inherited.
I was about
Well,
to say, yeah,
his
his
dad has a
family
lot of
probably
money, but
died.
apparently him and his dad have no real relationship. Yeah.
His dad probably died and was just like, "Hey, I know I ain't did nothing for you in your life, but here's,
Go buy Tesla.
here's a small loan of
Not go buy Tesla.
$40 million."
Go
Nah,
go
but-
journey into space, son. That's why I let your mother name you Elon. You know?
And our last name is Musk.
It's too close to must.
And you could find a woman.
Hey, if you put an
Named
EY on it,
Grimes.
it still means stink.
Musky.
Yeah.
Yo, that used to be one of my pet peeves. I used to hate people who said musky instead of musty. Not because musky's not a word, but because I just feel like it's the uglier of the two words.
Very
It is a
so.
very ugly word.
Like, why would you?
It's for like extra emphasis. Like,
Not as much like Elon, man.
If you
worse.
super stink,
yeah,
like,
you
that's great.
That's like it's like you're not
Yeah.
just stinky. You have dirt on you.
like nasty.
when I think
You're
of somebody musky and somebody musty, I think of musky as just somebody sweating and then like
Yeah,
you can
like
just smell them.
worked out or something.
But musky,
You a dirty
you
individual.
dirty.
Oh, yeah, like
dirty,
we all
bro.
get musty.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Dirty niggas
you
get musty. Okay,
you different.
I can respect
That's
that.
different.
I can respect that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Years of hating the word, and they changed my mind in 0.2 seconds. That's
Did
crazy.
you guys know that like some people when you say certain words they don't visualize anything in their head?
Yeah,
I don't visualize anything. Like literally,
Really?
when I close my eyes, it's blank.
me too.
So like if
there's
I
like
say
there's
when I
nothing
close
in
my
there.
eyes, it's blank, but I can put images there.
That's
but
what
I
I'm
have to
saying.
consciously
I
do
can't.
it.
So, like, if
you
I
can't
say-
even.
When I say like I
Imagine
just
a
watched
purple
a video
elephant.
on this stuff yesterday, and I'm like,
I watched a
Ashton,
lot of
can
videos
you,
on this too.
Can you actually do this? And there's like nothing. There's nothing
crazy.
there. It's black.
That is so
There's
like
nothing at
that threw me for a loop when I figured that out because I'm just like wow. So
you
like if
see,
somebody says
very colorful.
yeah, like if
images,
somebody
I don't
tells
see
me
Okay, I'm
if somebody
struggling
just
to do
randomly
it on
says a
command
purple
right now.
elephant, I can think of a purple elephant. You and so like when I read,
not.
that's why I like
I think
watching
Ashton's
things.
waves to start because I can, like, I don't naturally do it, but if I consciously make the effort, then I can make the image appear. But right now, I'm trying and I'm failing.
Like that's why when people are like
It is
telling me
blank.
stories,
I see a purple elephant.
like when
I
people are
can't.
telling me stories, I imagine
Where is
the
it?
story. Like I can imagine
He said,
it.
"Where is it?"
Looking for it.
He's trying to go deep.
That's it. That's
You don't
why I
understand.
think that's
All
why
my
I like.
life, I've really been able to, on command, make things pop up. This
Yeah, that's why I like. I feel like I
just
like
don't.
graphic novels more than I like regular novels because I can see what's happening and like that's why I love movies.
Are you a
and stuff
visual
like
learner?
that. Me?
Andrew.
It depends on what it is. Because sometimes yes, sometimes no. Like when I was trying to tie that bow tie, I was watching them do it.
video wasn't doing nothing for my man.
Doing nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? So like, but I guess like with audio, yeah, you know what I'm saying? With certain things that I did
I'm
in
a
school.
visual learner with everything.
I'm a visual learner too.
Show me.
I gotta.
Yeah.
If
Best thing you can do
if
is
you
show
can
me.
show me, yes. But like also like certain things, like if I just hear it and like hear somebody describe it, like if I'm on the phone asking somebody how to do something and they're describing it to me, then yeah, I'll be able to pick it up
I like
once I
the-
connect dots,
The
certain
you
dots.
do, we do, I do. Is that what it is? Yeah.
No.
You do, we do, I do.
Well, from a
Student
must be
standpoint.
yeah, from a student
Okay.
standpoint.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying from a teacher's
Yeah,
perspective.
Okay.
from
Yeah.
no, from teacher. Yeah, because I had to read. I do
we
it
do.
backwards because I was
Yeah.
scared to say I do, we do, you do, but it's
No, yeah, from a
student.
yeah. I'm definitely that for sure.
yeah.
I've
definitely.
never even heard of that. That's weird.
Me either.
I only heard
Like
about
that
it when I was
concept?
teaching.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
each one teach one.
Basically. That's
No,
I
they're
feel like-
not. Each one teach one is not the same as that.
Yeah, not at
Each
all.
one teach one is like teach a student, then let that student teach the next
Yeah.
student, then those two teach the third.
Yeah.
Each one
Passing on, yeah, passing on the knowledge.
Trying to do for you in high school in biology class. Was it chemistry?
I don't know. I
Hey,
feel
yo,
chemistry.
man,
Yikes.
science was ridiculous.
You know, it's cold outside and it's still hot down here. That's wild.
It was brick.
Throwing brackets?
Because it's so
upset.
insulated.
that's-
Look
that was
around you. It's
physics.
concrete, blood.
Yeah.
It's
Cuz,
so
I'm
hot
sorry.
down here.
Students.
Out here set tripping.
Let the students teach the students.
Man, my teachers never taught me nothing.
All of them,
Let's say
100%.
every single one.
I had one teacher. No, I can say for a fact that 4 of my teachers total out of my entire high school career actually taught me something, and that was Miss Whitfield of my political studies, Mr. Dawson of my economics. I had a math teacher who I was actually learning and being like, I had an 80 in his class, but he got a promotion and just left us. And then I went from him to another math
In the
teacher
middle of the semester?
in the middle of the semester, bro. In the
That's
middle of the
diff.
first semester at that.
That's diff.
He was just like, he
He
was
said, "They
so
talking
good,
bread
bro."
over here.
He
I'm
said,
out.
"I'm sorry, goodbye." And we switched to another teacher, bro. This lady used to talk to us like we was in 3rd grade. She was like, "All right, so 2 + 2 is 4. Everybody, you know, we all say 4. You know what I'm saying? And so you take the 4, multiply it by 2, and that's 8. And I'm just like sitting there, like, oh my God, bro, what are we, 6? And then from then I went on to another teacher who was a good teacher. I just did not get it. And so I had to, there was these 2 girls in my class. Shout out to Dejanay and actually the other one, Kayla, she went to Kennesaw with her boyfriend Tyler. That's the homies.
Probably saw them.
You probably have saw them, but I don't think you like knew them personally.
Yeah, I didn't really know much of anybody.
Yeah, it was a lot of people from South that ended up going to Kennesaw, which is not surprising. But yeah, and the last one was Miss Martin. She was my language arts teacher. Shout out to her. That's where I got my spectacular vernacular.
That's a cool little couplet.
Yeah, she would make us do like vocabulary words that like weren't vocabulary words, like not like listed. She would make us find words that like we didn't know and like do the definitions for them and stuff like that.
All right.
All right.
Quick final question. You already know. What's one? I was gonna do artist, but that's mean, so we'll go with song. What's one song that's like universally loved that you absolutely abhor, like you hate it?
That's a hard question. Universally loved, but I hate it. You should give me a week for this one.
Not a week.
I'm trying to think of like all the songs that like when they come on, people are singing them, and I'm just like,
I don't listen to them.
Ugh.
Would a movie be easier?
No.
Oh God. Would an art? I just feel like artist is mean.
That is.
It's not that I absolutely hate it. It's just that I think that another version of it was better. But one day,
Ain't no Asians could be Crips.
if they from Los Angeles or San Diego, then yeah.
If they from a Crip, say it.
One Dance.
Yeah, by Drake.
But do you hate the original?
No, I don't hate the original. I just think Tory's was way better.
That's
so like I would
that's
bump
not hating it.
Yeah.
Tory's is
actually
better,
what was the intro on Views?
Keep the Family Close.
That song.
Oh, you hate
But
that
that's
song?
not
Yes.
like a.
It is. Most people
it is
love that song.
I
Really?
really
Yeah.
like that song.
From the second I heard it, I was
used to
so
dislike it, and I was always in the majority explaining to people I didn't like it. But it's not that I don't like what he's saying. I just thought it would be better if he rapped it.
yeah. I was just like, I just don't like this.
I
Like,
like One Dance. I like
like that was definitely
It's
one
cool
of them.
now. I don't hate it.
A popular song that I hate.
So Keep the Family Close is yours.
I really cannot think of.
It's funny because like I was going in one direction, but when you said that, I just like thought of all the like Drake songs that I hate that are hits that people like really love.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I have like 5.
Okay, like what?
I think one of the worst Drake songs to ever exist is Hold On, We're Going Home.
I don't like that song.
Why?
I just think it's so trash. I think it's so
not
dookie.
that
I don't
good
like
of a
that
song.
song either.
Like, I think it's
So I guess that could be
terrible.
mine.
Hold On, We're Going Home.
Well, no, I'm gonna
like
do
that song.
another one.
I hate that song. But I think a Drake one is too
The
easy
only
for
Drake
me.
song that I truly hate with a passion is Ratchet Happy Birthday.
Really?
Yes, because it's not Ratchet. That's not Ratchet.
It's not ratchet, but it
Yes,
did
an
exactly
awful
what it was
song.
supposed to do. It's
Yeah.
one of the songs that people post for people's birthdays, specifically girls.
Very
Yeah.
He
much.
got his mission,
That
but
song's
yeah, you're
awful.
right. It's not very ratchet
Like,
at all.
that's not what I was thinking I was about to hear at all. No.
I guess it's ratchet like if you're like in corporate America,
Like wretched.
you know, like if you're John who is in accounting at.
I feel like any other song would probably be like a Summer Walker song or something.
Like Summer Walker.
Oh,
I'm looking for a song.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to think of a song. So sorry.
You can't think of one song
No.
that's popular that you hate.
No, I really can't. I really can't. Let me look at my phone. Let me see if I get some inspiration.
this is ridiculous. Both Kyler Murray and Aaron Rodgers both have 2 fantasy points. So this is definitely a defensive
Did the
battle. It's
game
7-7, and it's the second quarter.
Interesting.
Anything by DJ Khaled to be out. No, I'm just joking.
I was about to say that's a crazy statement.
DJ Khaled got hits.
Wait, super duper mega quadrillion hits.
I'm still gonna win though because
Oh, okay. I do actually have one. Ski. I hate that song.
Really?
With passion. I hate that song. I don't like it.
I ain't gonna lie.
I get it for people's for like the catchiness.
Yeah.
But it's not that good of a song. It's not the best song on the
No, it's not the best
It's
song.
definitely not the best song.
But I do like it.
But I'm
That's
gonna keep it a
a
bean.
song too.
When I heard the leak, I was listening to it on repeat for like a good 2 weeks before the album
I
dropped.
really like that song.
I don't like it.
I don't know. Like
That's
you said,
crazy.
the Drake song is too easy, but I can't think of anything else.
Nah, Ski one of them. Ski is like a Surf 2.0 to me.
Exactly. That's why I don't like it.
That's what. Did you like Surf?
No, not really.
Oh wow. How does it feel to be in the minority?
Yeah, that's different.
I'm black. That's okay.
She's got a point there.
She's born this way.
Oh jeez.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I can't think of. What's yours?
Yeah. What's yours, man?
Well, I had a bunch of examples, but now because I was thinking of this the entire day, a lot of them are leaving me. But I think the biggest one is probably "Girls Need Love." I hate that song.
Did you hate it from the beginning?
Yes, from
And whose song is
From
this?
the
Summer
very
Walker.
first listen?
Okay,
Now, one, I don't like Summer Walker's music.
Okay.
I don't
well,
like her voice. Her voice, like, she can sing well.
Okay.
It is just unpleasing to my ears.
Okay, I got
But even on a lyrical level, I hate that song. I
How
get
does
why.
it go?
And I just need some, yeah. I just need, tired of dealing with these lanes, baby. I just
Okay.
need a thug.
Yeah.
Girls can't never say they want it.
Gotcha.
I hate that song. Deeply.
Hate?
Yeah.
Even,
I hate that song.
Even with Drake on it?
I was mad that Drake was on it.
I was too. But I still liked it. I liked it with him on it though.
And it, like, when Drake went on it, it took me like a month and a half to finally listen to it. I just hate that song.
So you don't like any of her songs at all? Like not even one?
Her voice is not pleasing to my ears. I don't like hearing
I
her
feel the
sing.
same way about Chloe and Halle.
And now,
You know what?
They don't have like a full sound.
I
to it.
distinctly
They
don't
don't.
like Summer
have
Walker now, and so it's
Like as a person?
Yeah.
I see why.
A full sound.
it's
They,
easier
you know,
to.
the thing is, they do, but they
Like you know
they
how
sound
Jennifer
like they.
Hudson has like a full sound. Like they don't have that to me.
Yeah, like they can sing.
But not-
but, like, I
sing.
just,
They
I don't
sound
know
like-
why
does
they
everybody
sound
Sound
have
like
that?
opera
No.
singers to me. Like when I
I
first
hate that
heard
more for
that.
Halle. Halle's one of the most technically proficient singers right now. Like,
Yeah.
she's very technically proficient. Like, she, from a technical basis, like when I'm listening to her sing, I'm like, this is like 10 out of 10. Like, this is perfect singing.
Yes.
But I get like you saying that they don't have full voices, but I just feel like that could be said about so many people.
A lot of people.
It's like there's no bass in their
It's
voices.
just
Like you know how
like,
Beyonce and
I
Rihanna
just-
have like a little bass to
a
them.
little soul, a little.
You mean like
I don't
frequency
know.
wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Beyonce
just-
does have a deeper voice for a woman though.
She does.
Yeah,
And,
Beyonce's voice is just
Rihanna is kind of on the average spectrum. You know what I'm saying? Her voice isn't very high pitched.
That is another
But
thing.
their
Hallie
voices
can
aren't
hit high
high pitched
notes.
when they
Hallie's
talk.
voice is high.
Yeah,
Hallie's voice is
You're
high,
right.
bro.
Hallie's
Yeah, and
voice
Chloe's
is high.
voice isn't.
Chloe's voice ain't high. It's like regular.
Yeah, it's regular.
Hallie's voice is just natural. She
Yeah,
like,
it's
I'm Hallie. Like, her voice is high.
Yeah,
Like
it
they
is.
they sing in a way.
I
that
like
just does
Halle, though.
not.
She's so
I don't.
fine.
I
She
can't
is.
do it.
Both of them are fine.
They're very
They both
beautiful
are,
women.
but
Beautiful.
Halle
beautiful.
has a special place in my heart.
I like their music a lot. I'm excited to see both of these solo albums from them. We got
You
it
know
earlier
what?
than I thought. I thought they'd give a trilogy and then a solo album.
You know what I did? I kind of messed up and put them in a box. I put them in the same category as I would put like an Ariana Grande, and like I was expecting to hear something like that.
Ariana Grande
Not
was
like
making
sonically.
some nasty songs talking about 69. and stuff.
I'm not talking about
What?
the.
Nobody
I'm not
was
talking
even
about the
thinking about-
content wise. I'm
That's
talking
why
about
you need to just
vocal wise,
stop.
bro.
I'm sorry.
For real.
I'm talking
Bro,
about.
like, what are you talking
About being body positive and stuff.
Oh my lord!
He was not even talking about that.
I was
didn't
talking
know.
about
Finish your
sonically,
statement so we
bro.
can outro.
Yeah, I was talking about like sonically.
Sorry.
Like, to be honest, like I don't understand why people aren't using their voices like 2 Chainz did on what was the album? What was
You're
the
talking about the song that Ariana Grande was on?
yeah
his
the album before last?
Yeah, yeah.
That and that
did
like
very well.
so I'm like, why aren't more people doing this with her and with Chloe and Halle?
We about to.
Okay, yeah, we
on
about to
outro.
wrap up. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And when I heard their first project like 3 years ago, I was just like, yeah, I'm not really a fan of this, but they're very talented, and I can't wait to see
I don't
them.
get where you got making that comparison from.
This
though.
was before I ever listened to them. Like it was just because I had seen them
in your
sing.
brain decided that,
like basically it wasn't like a real connection to make. It was just like inherently I assumed
you did that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like I guess they're gonna be like I thought because of like because I watched them grow up and I knew that they could sing.
I can see why you would think that.
You know what I'm saying? I just assumed that they would be on that type of tip.
Yeah.
They said bump your assumptions.
Nah.
We want to give big shouts out, man. By the time y'all are all seeing this birthday will be in the past. Tomorrow is the birthday of Naquana Thomas, the person who is the
that is October 29th, just to let you guys know.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, because I just said tomorrow. So happy birthday to Naquana. Thank you for, letting us use your stead and, equipments and cameras and all that jazz.
Yeah, we love you, man.
Eternally grateful. Super duper love from the YSO podcast. And you already know, man, it's
Black
YSO. You know where you can catch me at on all the socials. TheVillain.5390 on IG, RP Lyons on Twitter, Goon of June on TikTok. Go listen to my music.
It's been some episodes now, so you have to go back to an episode where I actually say what my socials is.
They'll be in the description box.
What she said.
You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Ashton Gates with 2 S's.
You guys can follow me on Instagram at _skip-to-my-shoe and my producer page at prodbyck.tv. You can also follow me on Twitter at _skip-to-my-shoe or TikTok at _skip-to-my-shoe96, I think. They made me change it because apparently Skip to My Shoe was taken already. And I'm like, who out here being me?
It's still we do it every time. We have a whole outro flow. You don't have to tell us to tell the podcast information. You know where you can follow the podcast on Instagram at YSO Podcast, on Twitter at YSO_podcast.
Yeah,
and of course, You Speak Out Podcast on YouTube. Subscribe, click the notification bell so you always in tune. Find us on whatever place you stream podcasts at, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, whatever. Find You Speak Out Podcast there. With that being said, always remember, despite what anyone may think, despite what anyone may say, one thing is undeniable truth. Game of Thrones Season 8 was trash.
And I agree.
Bow!